happened, Monique? What happened?
I did a movie called Precious.
I loved it.
I signed up for that movie with my friend named Lee Daniels. He said it's paying $50,000. I said, let's do it, because it was an independent film, okay? When we did the contract, he said, you have 5% of the film. We're not looking for nothing. We know this is a small independent film. The film goes to Sundance, and it begins to get all of this praise. Tyler Perry and Oprah Winfrey get involved with Precious.
Okay.
They become executive producers. That's wonderful, because you know when they put their name to it, here you go, it's getting ready to go through the roof.
50 ain't nothing.
So when it came time for the campaigning of this award for the Oscar, and when it came time to go to different festivals and promote this movie, but you're really campaigning for the awards. Well, I was in a position, I had the Monique show, I was doing the Queens of Comedy tour, I had little babies, and my third husband. So what I was not gonna do was make Hollywood a priority. I've already done the movie. I don't need to campaign for you now to say, I want this trophy. I've done the movie. I've done my part. I get a call from Oprah Winfrey. Oprah Winfrey says, I will send my private jet to come get you and bring you to, I want to say, it was one of the festivals. And I said, sis, I'm in the bed with my man and my babies, eating chips, watching Curious George. Tell him I said I appreciate it and I love him, but I'm not going to be able to make that one. About 10 minutes later, I get a call back from Lee Daniels. Lee Daniels said, I told you ain't care about this. I told her you ain't care nothing about this. And it's not that I don't care nothing about it. It's just that my priorities wasn't that. I've already done my part, okay?
The question is, what would you want someone to do for you who
This the call with Tyler.
said things about you and or mentioned things about you, alluding to the difficulties that they had with you, all because you chose?
I got an answer.
How can you answer something and I'm not finished?
Okay, well, let me answer part of the question, and then you give me the other part. How about that?
Can you do me a favor? Can you, since you called up to have a real conversation, typically I know you used to directing, but what I need you to do is just hear me out man to man. And that is this. How would you feel if someone says something about you that you were not contractually obligated to do? What would you want them to do to make that right? And it don't have nothing to do with money.
If somebody had said that, let me just try to be in the position. If somebody had come along and said, Tyler's difficult, he's terrible to work with, he's not going to do anything that you want him to do. If they said all those things, right? If that's what the rumor was, and there were other people who knew that was not to be true, I would want those people to stand up and say that's not true.
So will you and Oprah do that?
I can't speak for Oprah. I can't speak for Oprah.
Will you do that?
It's my experience. I certainly can. I've never worked with Monique. All I can speak for is my experience on Precious. I don't give a damn about saying that.
Would you do what you wanted done for you, Tyler? It's real simple. Would you do what you would want done for you? Because you told David when he said his experience was wonderful, you said that was not your experience. And the question I would have, what did you experience with Monique and or I that made your interaction with us displeasurable? Especially,
I see exactly where you're going. What made my interaction displeasurable is to have to try to navigate between Precious, Lee, Monique not wanting to do any national press without getting paid, having to navigate through all of that. That's where my problem was.
But Tyler, this is where we are though. I'm talking in real time. But when you understand, because you're again speaking about other entities and components besides Monique. What we're saying is what made it this but what I'm saying to you is I want your experience based upon your understanding that Monique, as we told you then, see writing those scripts or whoever wrote those scripts, they understand life.
Come on.
And I thought it was you. And if you don't understand that when you sit by and you say nothing when you know it's wrong, as you now said you know, and you agree, then what is the call really for, my brother?
What is it?
Okay. All right. I'm going to say this because I spent way too much time here. I thought that this would be a quick call that I could just call and say how I felt and to absolutely wish you the best. The only way this changes, I think the only way this changes, I think for you guys and where you are is this. I think Monique needs an amazing movie. She needs to be with a great director. And once the movie's done, it comes out. She gets all this kind of buzz. She gets all this that she did before, and then this thing goes away. That's the way this changes. It's got to be the right thing that comes along. Kind of some of the stuff that Octavia Spencer has been doing that comes or Viola comes along. She does that, and all of this goes away. I know that town and how it works. It's like, okay, that was a moment that's passed. She's amazing. That was wrong. So what you're asking me to do right now, first of all, I'm not going to get into this right now because it's ugly and it's nasty and it came from a comedy skit. I don't want to be a part of it.
What is ugly and nasty, Tyler, about saying? Because we're not talking about the comedy skit. You're obviously not hearing what I'm saying. No. Here's the thing.
You said chump change earlier. You said you don't want any chump change. Does that mean you do not want the money for Precious or what?
But wait a minute, Tyler. Wait a minute, brother. Hold up. Because see, now what happens is the billionaire's starting to come out.
Right.
Now what's happening is when you call and say, I didn't mean for this to take this long, brother, you called us. And see, what that said was when we first got the call, I'm going to tell you some real stuff. My heart skipped a beat because I said, okay, we get ready to talk to a real cat because he reached out. But now the tone you're beginning to take is, I'm a billionaire and I ain't got time for this. And it ain't going the way I thought it should. Wait, hold up, brother. Hold up. Because see, you'll start over talking. I ain't got time for this. And let me say this. And when you say chump change, here's the thing, baby. See, the community is involved right now. You know it and I know it. And everybody out there know it. The community is involved. And they want to see how it's going to play out. Because the community is saying, wait a minute, y'all. Hold up. We don't know this sister to be no bullshitter. We know she a loud mouth. We know she'll say some shit off the wall. But what we know about it is she true to her word.
And all I would ask you is two questions. The first question is, did you not just say it was wrong?
Tyler.
Did you not just say it was wrong, Tyler? To say she was difficult for not doing something that she was not contractually obligated to do? Did you not say that you would feel that was wrong? Or am I missing something?
I absolutely said that, yes.
So the question I would say is,
but
I didn't mean to spend this much time on it is because just like you were there with your beautiful twins, I got a little boy, and I want to make sure when I'm on, that's where my attention is. Here's the thing: then you shouldn't have made the call until you were able to talk. But the last question I would ask you, hold up. The last thing I want to ask you is this: it's real simple. If you said it was wrong, when do you speak up and say that it was wrong, Tyler? That's it.
Okay, then that means telling my whole experience, about how I feel about the whole thing. That means telling my whole experience. Whatever you listen, but Tyler, without explaining the whole situation. Tyler, here's the thing. You are articulate. You is smart.
And you is kind.
And you is kind.
Okay? Listen to me. Listen, shit, this ain't the billionaire. This is me. You gotta cut all that out. This is me talking.
So I have 3 takeaways from this whole Monique, Tyler, Oprah situation. And the first one is, making sure that we always have, if we're individuals who want to succeed at a high level, making sure that we always have people around us who check us and let us know how we're moving, align with what we want, right? Because decisions have consequences. I think that the industry, folks are scared of Monique. I don't even know Monique, and I'm a little bit afraid to make this video because I know when I run into her eventually one day, it's going to be this long conversation about how she's disappointed in me. I'm disappointed in you, brother. I already know, you know what I mean? People are afraid to run into you because they don't even want to deal with this. But three things that I take away from this. Number one, decisions have consequences, right? The fact that you chose family is dope. That's honorable. Most people are always going to choose the money. They're going to choose more light. Like, that's what's up, man. You chose family. You said, I got a kid. I got a, you know what I mean? My third husband. I'm not getting up. I'm watching Curious George. But understanding that decision is a consequence, right? Because as a creative, a project manager, as somebody who puts together projects and does things, I really only want to work with those who I know I could go the long haul with, right? And 50,000 wasn't nothing. So it's understandable that she made that decision. But moving forward, I know that if we take on this project together and something takes off, I might not be able to count on you because you're going to put other priorities first. So that just lets me know I'm not working with this person. You know what I mean? They're too difficult in these situations. And you're talking to Tyler Perry and Oprah about balancing life, family. You're talking to the wrong people. And so those decisions have consequences. And the second thing that I take away from this is that our perspective and what we say is our truth isn't the truth. It's just the way that we see things. Like, it was enough for me when he said, man, I didn't think we were going to spend this long on this. Like, come on, man. And he talked about how, you know, I got my son. Like, this should be a 5-minute conversation, not an hour-long conversation. I see you guys aren't trying to get to solutions. But her perspective was, oh, you pulling the billionaire tactic. You ain't got time for this. Like, that tells me, okay, you took it this way. Meaning you most likely take a lot of things this way. You know what I mean? And that's why it goes back to number one. You need to have people that check you on your perspective. And you have to understand that your perspective on this person not wanting to work with you and that snowballing to the fact that nobody wants to work with you isn't completely an attack by that person. That's just the consequence of your actions. Because I love the fact that Tyler was still like, yo, this is the solution. This is how we get out of it. This is like still trying to help her. Like, yo, this is how you do this. Yo, Hollywood will forget. Like, if you do a solid movie, which will land to this and land to this, you good. They're not even trying to hear those solutions because they're harped on their perspective, wanting everybody to see their perspective as the truth and make everybody that they feel played a role in her lack of getting jobs as a bad person, and they're not going to stop until everybody sees it that way. They think that this is going to lead to some kind of leverage of folks, and it may. There's going to be some director out there who is like, yo, I want to give Monique a shot. So hopefully it does, but I also hope that she can learn, but she may not, because that phone call, I'm surprised her husband, a lot of times us as husbands, we sit and we let our women vent, although we're ready to give solutions. We let them vent because we know that that's what they need. A lot of times, you know, they just need to let it out and talk it through, which is cool. But to see the husband continue to harp and not go down the route of solutions, part of the conversation, is kind of disturbing to me, right? Because it's like, oh man, you're fueling that? So that means both of y'all is walking around the house ranting about this instead of getting to the solutions? That's a problem. And that actually brings me to my third takeaway. My third takeaway from this whole Monique situation is we have to see whenever we're over focusing on the problem and understanding that focusing on the problem doesn't really get us to solutions. You know what I mean? Like, if this person wronged you and this person wronged you and they're causing you a lot of money, if your mission is to run around telling everybody about this problem and trying to educate people on the problem, it's not going to get you anywhere, man. Like, Tyler even offered solutions on how she can make this go away, and she's not even trying to hear that. I mean, I know from my own personal experience, the moments when I focused on the problem, nothing got accomplished. But the minute I get back to strategy and saying, how can we get around this? How can we defeat this? And how can I make sure I never get in this situation again? Is where things turn around. See, a lot of us might not understand that the decisions we make come with a cost. Like, if you choose to focus on the problem, it's costing you time that could have been focused on researching, developing a new movie, working, networking, growing. You know what I mean? There's an opportunity cost that is lost by focusing nonstop on the problem. And the faster you can get into the mindset of solution and the more consistently you can stay in the mindset of solution, the quicker you can solve this problem. But I hope they can work it out. It sucks to see so many black people at a high level beefing. And it honestly sounds like Monique is the only one that's beefing. Everybody else is like, yeah, I don't care. I just don't want to work with you because you're difficult.